Hey everyone! So today is May 11th. It is our first day of the book, The One and Only Ivan. Now remember, today's assignments need to be done before we start reading the book. So if you haven't gotten on your Google Classroom stuff to do the pre-assignment or in the packet, you need to stop and do that first and then come back and read the book with Miss Baker. Alright, so I'm assuming if you're still here that you're ready to start reading. Today we are only reading pages 1 through 18 and then we stop. We're going to continue reading tomorrow. Okay, so as you know, when we first open a book, we have the title pages, the dedication pages, where they dedicate the book to someone important to them. And then in the front of our book, we also have a glossary. So if one day you'd like to attempt to read the book without Miss Baker, or if you're trying to, here's a way to help you if you don't understand some of the words. All right, let's go ahead and turn to page 1 and get started. Hello, I am Ivan. I am a gorilla. It's not as easy as it looks. And there he is at the bottom. Names. People call me the Freeway Gorilla, the 8-bit Exit 8, the one and only Ivan, Mighty Silverback. The names are mine, but they're not me. I'm just Ivan. Just Ivan. Only Ivan. Humans waste words. They toss them like banana peels and leave them to rot. Everyone knows the peels are the best part. I suppose you think gorillas can't understand you, and of course, you also probably think we can't walk upright. Try knuckle walking for an hour. Tell me which way is more fun. Patience. I've learned to understand human words over the years, but understanding human speech is not the same as understanding humans. Humans speak too much. They chatter like chimps, crowd the world with their noise, even when they have nothing to say. It took me some time to recognize all those human words, to weave words into things. But I was patient. Patient is a useful way to be when you're an ape. Gorillas are as patient as stones. Humans, not so much. How I look. I used to be a wild gorilla. I still look the part. I have a gorilla's shy gaze, a gorilla's sly smile. I wear a snowy saddle of fur, the uniform of a silverback. And when the sun warms my back, I cast a gorilla's majestic shadow. In my size, humans see a test of themselves. They hear fight words in the wind. And when all I'm thinking is how the late day sun reminds me of a ripe nectarine. I'm mightier than any human, 400 pounds of pure power. My body looks made for battle. My arms outstretched span taller than the tallest human. My family tree spreads wide as well. I am a great ape, and you are a great ape. And so are chimpanzees, gorillas, bombos, all of us, distant and distrustful cousins. I know this is troubling. I, too, find it hard to believe there is a connection across time and space, linking me to a race of ill-mannered clowns. Chimps. It's no excuse for them. The Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. I live in the human habitat called the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. We are conveniently located off of I-95, which shows from 2, 4, and 7, 365 days a year. Max says that when he answers that drilling telephone. He works here at the mall. He is the boss. I work here too. I am the gorilla. At the Big Top Mall, the creaky music carousel spins all day. The monkeys and parrots live among the merchants. In the middle of the mall is a ring of benches where humans can sit on their rumps while they eat soft pretzels. The floor is covered in sawdust made of dead trees. My domain is the one at the end of the ring. I live here because I am too gorilla and not enough human. Stella's domain is next to mine. Stella is an elephant. She and Bob, who is a dog, are my dearest friends. At present, I do not have any gorilla friends. My domain is made of thick glass, rusty metal, and rough cement. Stella's domain is made of metal bars. The sun bear's domain is wood, and the parrot's is wired mesh. 3 of my walls are glass. 1 of them is cracked, and a small piece about the size of my hand is missing from the bottom corner. I made a hole with a baseball bat that Matt gave me for my 6th birthday. After that, he took the bat away. But he let me keep the baseball that came with it. The jungle scene is painted on one of my domain walls. Has a waterfall without water, flowers without scent, trees without roots. I didn't paint it, but I enjoyed the way the shapes flow across my wall, even if it isn't much of a jungle. I am lucky my domain has 3 windowed walls. I can see the whole mall and a little bit of the world beyond. The frantic pinball machines, the pink billows of cotton candy, the vast and treeless parking lot. Beyond the lot is a freeway where cars stampede without end. A giant sign at its edge beckons them to stop by and rest like gazelles at a watering hole. The sign is faded, the colors bleeding, but I know what it says. Mac reads its words out loud once a day. Come to the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade, home of the one and only Ivan, mighty Silverback. Sadly, I cannot read, although I wish I could. Reading stories would be a fine way to fill my empty hours. Once, however, I was able to enjoy a book left in my domain by one of my keepers. Tasted like termite. The freeway billboard was a drawing of Mac in his clown clothes and Stella on her hind legs and an angry animal with fierce eyes and unkempt hair. The animal was supposed to be me, but the artist made a mistake. I am never angry. Anger is precious. A silverback gets angry to maintain order and warn his troops of danger. When my father beat his chest, it was to say, beware, listen, I am in charge. I am angry to protect you because that is what I was born to do. Here is my domain, and there is no one to protect. All right, we just have about 7 more pages left, and now that we know a little bit about him, let's keep going, okay? The littlest big top on earth. My neighbors here at the Big Top Mall know many tricks. They have an educated lot, more accomplished than I am. One of my neighbors plays baseball, although she's a chicken. Another drives a fire truck, although he is a rabbit. I used to have a neighbor, a slick, thoughtful seal, who would balance a ball on her nose from dawn till dusk. Her voice was like a throaty bark of a dog chained outside on a cold night. Children wished on pennies and tossed them into her plastic pool. They glowed at the bottom like flat copper stones. The seal was hungry one day, or bored, perhaps. So she ate 100 pennies. Max said she'd be fine. Oh, he was mistaken. Matt calls our show the littlest big top on earth. Every day at 2, 4, and 7, humans fan themselves, drink soda, applaud, babies wail. Mac dresses up like a clown and pedals on a tiny bike, and a dog named Snickers rides on Stella's back. Stella sits on a stool. It's a very sturdy stool. I don't do any tricks. Max says it's enough for me to be me. Stella told me that some circuses move from town to town. They have humans who dangle from ropes, twinning from the tops of tents. They have grumbling lions with gleaming teeth and snaking lines of elephants, each clumped and linked to the tail in front of her. The elephants look far off into the distance so they won't see the humans who want to see them. Our circus doesn't migrate. We sit where we are, like an old beast too tired to push on. After our show, humans forage through the stories. A store is where a human buys things they need to survive. At the Big Top Mall, some stores sell new things like balloons and t-shirts and caps to cover the gleaming heads of the humans. Some stores sell old things, things that smell dusty and damp and long forgotten. All day I watch humans scurry from store to store. They pass their green paper, dry as old leaves, smelling of thousands hands back and forth and back again. They hunt frantically, stalking, pushing, grumbling. Then they leave, clutching bags filled with things, bright things, soft things, big things. But no matter how full the bags, they always come back for more. Humans are clever indeed. They spin pink clouds you can eat. They build domains with flat waterfalls. But they are lousy hunters. All right, we're almost done. Let's keep going. Gone. Some animals live privately, unwatched, but that is not my life. My life is flashing lights and pointing fingers and uninvited visitors. Inches away, humans flatten their hands against the walls of the glass that separate us. The glass says, you are this, and we are that. And that is how it will always be. Humans leave their fingerprints behind, sticky with candy, slick with sweat, and each night a weary man comes to wipe them away. And sometimes I press my nose against the glass, and my nose print, like your fingerprint, is the first and last and only one. The man wipes the glass, and then I am gone. Artists. Here is my domain. I do not have much to do. You can only throw so many me balls at humans before you get bored. A meatball is made up of rolling up dung until it's the size of a small apple. Then let it dry. I always keep a few on hand. For some reason, my visitors never seem to carry any. In my domain, I have a tire swing, a baseball, a tiny plastic pool filled with dirty water, and even an old TV. I have a stuffed toy gorilla, too. Julia, the daughter of the weary man who cleans the mall each night, gave it to me. The gorilla has empty eyes and floppy limbs, but I sleep with it every night. I call it Not Tag. Tag was my twin sister's name. Julia is 10 years old. She has hair like black glass and wide half-moon smile. She and I have a lot in common. We are both great apes, and we are both artists. It was Julia who gave me my first crayon, a stubby blue one slipped through the broken spot in the glass, along with a folded piece of paper. I knew what to do with it. I'd watched Julia draw, so I dragged the crayon across the paper. It left a trail in its wake of slithering blue snake. Julia's drawings are wild with color and movement. She draws things that aren't real. Clouds that smile, cars that swim. She draws until her crayons break and her paper rips. Her pictures are like pieces of a dream. I can't draw dreamy pictures. I never remember my dreams, although I sometimes awaken with my fists clenched and my heart hammering. My drawings seem pale and timid next to Julia's. She draws the ideas in her head. I draw the things in my cage. Simple items that fill my day. An apple core, banana peel, a candy wrapper. I often eat my subjects before I draw them. But even though I draw the same things over and over again, I never get bored with my art. When I'm drawing, that's all I think about. I don't think about where I am, about yesterday or tomorrow. I just move my crayon across the paper. Humans don't always seem to recognize what I've drawn. They squint, hack their heads and murmur. I'll draw a banana, a perfectly yellow banana. And they'll shout, "It's a yellow airplane!" Or "It's a duck without wings!" That's all right. I'm not drawing for them. I'm drawing for me. Max soon realized that people will pay for a picture made by a gorilla, even if they don't know what it is. Now, I draw every day. My work sells for $20 a piece, $25 with a frame, at the gift shop near my domain. If I get tired or need a break, I eat my crayons. All right, guys, that was the last page, 1 through 18, okay? So remember, I'm going to link every day when I read the book, so that way you guys can listen if you need to, all right? Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.